I play a lot of games. Challenge runs, trophy hunting, long sessions that probably weren't healthy or should have been cut a lot shorter than they were. And after playing so many different titles, you start to notice when a game absolutely nails something. Not just good, but so good that it becomes the benchmark for every other game you play afterwards. In the last video, I talked about 5 games that perfected one thing, so today we're going to talk about 5 more games that did the exact same thing. And before we get into it, I read the comments from the last video, and I'm going to make another video with a list of games that you guys told me to check out and consider for another list. So make sure you subscribe so you can be on the lookout for that one in the future. Let's start with Red Dead Redemption 2, and specifically how immersive the world is, because no game has ever made an open world feel this alive. In most open world games, the world exists mainly for the player. NPCs stand around waiting for you to interact with them. But in Red Dead Redemption 2, the world feels like it would keep going even if you weren't there. The people have routines. The towns feel believable, like they're real towns. Wildlife behaves like wildlife would in nature. Random encounters happen constantly. You might ride past someone that's being robbed, find a random traveler needing help, or stumble across an entire side story that feels like it could be its own mission. It's that level of detail that ruins other open world games. Because after seeing how alive Red Dead's world feels, a lot of other games start to feel empty. And it's not just the big systems either. It's the small detail that really sells the immersion. Some NPCs remember interactions you have with them. Shopkeepers react to your behavior. If you cause trouble in a town, people recognize you later. Even Arthur himself reacts to the world, commenting on the locations, weather, and situations he gets into. The world feels reactive in a way that very few games ever attempt. Animals interact with each other. Weather affects the environment. You'll sometimes see things happening in the distance that have nothing to do with you. And the crazy part is that a lot of these details are things many players might not even notice. But subconsciously, they make the world feel real. After experiencing that level of detail, going back to more traditional open world games can feel a little strange. You start noticing NPCs repeating the same lines, and that's when you realize just how high Red Dead Redemption set the bar. The next thing we're going to talk about is Batman Arkham City. And to this day, in my opinion, it still has the best melee combat system in-game. The Arkham combat system is simple to understand, but completely satisfying to master. One button to attack, one button to counter, and everything flows together perfectly. But what really makes it special is its rhythm. When you're playing well, combat feels like a choreographed fight scene. You're flowing between enemies, countering attacks, using gadgets, and keeping the combo going. And when you lose the combo, it hurts, it stings, honestly. Because you know how good it felt when the system clicks. And once you experience combat this smooth, a lot of other melee games start to feel clunky. I would say Spider-Man is probably on point with the combat system, but that came out after Arkham, so I think Spider-Man is heavily influenced by the Arkham games. In my opinion, what makes Arkham combat seem so brilliant is how readable it is. You always know what's going to happen around you. Enemies telegraph attacks so clearly that counters feel so responsive. And the camera works with the system instead of against it. And if you're good at the game and have a lot of skill, it rewards you in such a satisfying way. The longer you maintain your combo, the more tools you unlock during the fight. You can disarm enemies, perform a special takedown, or quickly eliminate multiple enemies at once. So the better you play, the more powerful and stylish you become. And that's why high-level gameplay in Arkham looks so impressive. It's not about winning the fight, it's about winning it perfectly. And after playing this system, a lot of other melee combat systems start to feel so slow and stiff, while also feeling overly complicated. The third game we're going to talk about is Elden Ring, and specifically its exploration. I've never played a Souls game up until a couple years ago when Elden Ring came out, but Elden Ring completely changed how I view exploration in games. Most open world games guide you everywhere. Quest makers, waypoints, constant directions telling you exactly where to go. But Elden Ring trusts the player, which I can respect. There's no constant hand-holding. Instead, the world itself pulls you forward. You see a strange structure in the distance, so you can go investigate it. You see a cave hidden in a cliff, and suddenly you're discovering a boss fight that you didn't even know existed. The sense of discovery is so powerful, and curiosity is your best friend. Because the game never feels like it's pushing you somewhere, you always choose your own direction. And that makes exploration feel so real. What makes Elden Ring's world design so impressive is how layered it is. You're constantly discovering things above you, below you, or hidden behind something you almost missed, like a secret wall. A small path might lead you to an entirely new dungeon. A random elevator might take you somewhere completely unexpected. And sometimes the game hides massive areas that could easily be missed entirely. The unpredictability creates real curiosity. You're not just following icons on a map. You're exploring because you genuinely want to see what's over the next hill. And that's a feeling very few modern open world games can capture. Now, we couldn't be doing a top 5 perfection list without including a Grand Theft Auto. And in this case, we're going to include Grand Theft Auto 5, but specifically the amount of freedom you have in the game. Because GTA 5 perfected sandbox chaos. The amount of freedom you have in this world is ridiculous. You can steal any vehicle, start a police chase, cause absolute mayhem, or just explore the city doing random activities. The game gives you an insane amount of tools, and then just lets you do whatever you want. And that freedom creates endless moments. A lot of funny moments, a lot of chaotic moments, moments that feel completely unscripted. And that's why GTA videos still blow up on YouTube after the game's been out for over a decade. Because the sandbox creates content naturally. What really makes GTA Sandbox so special is how the system interacts with each other. Police chases escalate dramatically, NPCs react to chaos, traffic creates unpredictable situations, then you crash into something and the situation turns into complete chaos, and none of it feels scripted. You could steal a car, start a police chase, head to the airport, do that jump at the airport, steal a plane, fly it all the way to the desert, just to get a dirt bike and drive it up into the mountains, while finishing it off by parachuting off Mount Chiliad. It's just the game system colliding in unpredictable ways. And that's why GTA has always been such a strong platform for content creation. Players create their own stories just by interacting with the world, and very few games manage to create that level of spontaneous gameplay. And finally, last but not least, we're going to talk about Call of Duty Zombies, and specifically the replayability of it all. Because very few game modes have the replayability that Zombies has. You know how it goes. You start with almost nothing, just a pistol, a small area to survive in, but every round gets harder. You unlock weapons, you open new areas, you upgrade your gear, and the longer you survive, the more intense the game becomes. It's a simple game, but it's incredibly addictive. And that's why people still play these maps years later. Like myself, I still play Black Ops 1 maps, like Moon, Kino, Call of the Dead, some of my favorites. And this game came out 16 years ago. People love this because every map feels different. Every match can feel like a different match. Part of what makes Zombies so replayable is how the maps evolve as you play. Early rounds feel so slow and manageable, but as the rounds increase, the pressure ramps up quickly. You're constantly managing resources like ammo, points, or your positioning. Every decision matters. And then, the cherry on top, if you're feeling spicy, is the Easter eggs. Some maps hide full storylines and complex secrets that players spend days, months, sometimes even years trying to solve. That sense of mystery added another layer of depth to the game mode. It wasn't just about surviving, it was about discovering what the map was hiding. And even today, Zombies still has one of the most dedicated communities in gaming. The interesting thing about these games is that they didn't try to do everything perfectly. Just like the first list I made, they focused on doing one thing incredibly well. And that's what made these games stand out amongst the rest. When a game nails one mechanic like this, it becomes the standard. Every other game gets compared to it. And that's how you know a mechanic is truly special. So like I said at the start of the video, I want to hear from you guys. What game do you think completely ruined other games for you because it did something so well? Drop it in the comments and I'll make a future video about it. I'm always looking for new games to try as well, so if you suggest anything, let me know down below. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe because I've got a lot more gaming content on the way. Plus, I'm going to be doing more Platinum Run live streams. And if you're looking for something to watch in the meantime, check out my last video where I did 5 games that perfected something. Also, there's a bunch of Platinum live streams on my channel already, so you can check those out as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it a lot, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Have a good one. Peace.